Keyingi qismga o'tamiz. Section 2 ga o'tamiz. O'qib olishimiz kerak. Section 2 questions 11 to 15 multiple choice savollari o'zining ko'rganligidek. Keyin ko'raylikchi nima bo'lar ekan. Multiple choice savollari visit to Barnley Castle ga visit qilar ekanmiz. Mayli, before Queen Elizabeth I visited the castle. Xo'p, 1576-yilda Queen Elizabeth I ga visit qilishdan oldin nima qilishibdi? Repairs were carried out guest room. Guest room nani qilishibdi? Remont qilishibdi. New building for her. U uchun yangi building qurishibdi. Voy, shizku. Fire damage the main part. Demak, main hallda fire chiqdi-da, rasoq tashab, damage chiqib tashabdi. In 1982, the castle was sold to. Demak, 82-yilda castle nimaga sold qilingan? Fans familyga yoki governmentga yoki entertainment companyga sotib olishgan ekan. In some rooms, visitors can. Demak, ba'zi xonalarda nima qilsa bo'ladi visitorlar? Speak to experts. Expertlarga gaplashsa bo'ladi. Interact with actors. Aktorlar bilan interaksiyalar bo'ladi. Models of historical figures moving and walking. Modellarni ko'rsanglar bo'ladi. Moving walking qilingan. In castle, visitors can nima qilsa bo'ladi? 8-yillik trenni ko'rsa bo'ladi. Art exhibition ko'rsanglar bo'ladi yoki small zoo qilsanglar bo'ladi. At the end of the visit, group will have. Demak, vizitning oxirida grup nimadir bo'lar ekan. Afternoon tea conservatory. Choy ichar ekan konservatoriyada. Castle ownerlari bilan ko'rishar ekan. Photography together on the great, fotograf bo'lar ekan, rasmga tushar ekan. Great staircase-da. Hamma narsaga e'tiborli bo'lish kerak, hamma detalga meticulously qarab chiqish kerak. Meticulously degan so'zni aytdim. Shunday qo'yarsangiz bo'ladi meticulously. Xo'p, boshladik.
Okay. Well, let's have a closer look and see what might be causing this problem. If you can just get up.
Shut up.
That is the end of. Get there, I'll give you.
Section 2 ga o'tdik. Skip qildim kerakli joylarni.
50.
Boshladik, ketdik 15 gacha.
We'll be arriving at Branley Castle in about 5 minutes. But before we get there, I'll give you a little information about the castle and what our visit will include.
Okay.
So, in fact, there's been a castle on this site for over 1100 years. The first building was a fort constructed in 914 AD for defense against Danish invaders by King Alfred the Great's daughter, who ruled England at the time. In the following century, after the Normans conquered England, the land was given to a nobleman called Richard de Vere, and he built a castle there that stayed in the de Vere family for over 400 years. However, when Queen Elizabeth I announced that she was going to visit the castle in 1576, it was beginning to look a bit run down. And it was decided that rather than repair the guest rooms, they'd make a new house for her, out of wood, next to the main hall. She stayed there for 4 nights, and apparently it was very luxurious. But unfortunately, it was destroyed a few years later by fire. In the...
O'z ko'rganingizda Queen Elizabeth kelgan vaqtda, kelaman degan vaqtda o'zi repair yomon ko'rinib qolgan. Qo'y repair qilgandan ko'ra bitta yog'ochdan main hall yonida uy qo'yib beramiz degan. 4 kun turgan, undan ketgandan keyin unfortunately 1-2 yil o'tib yonib ketib qolgan ekan. Uychasi yonib ketib qolgan. U main hall yonib ketib qolmagan. Shuning uchun ham B bo'ladi. O'qiymiz uni. Xo'p, mana. Voy, kattalik qildi endi bu. Farq qo'yaylik. So'rab bo'ladi. Xo'p, nimaga unaqa bo'ldi mana? However, when Elizabeth announced that she was going to visit the castle, it began to look a bit run down degan o'sha yomon ko'rinib qolgan. Buzilish arafasidagi ko'rinib qolgan. It was decided that rather than repair the guest roomni repair qilgandan ko'ra, they would make a new house for her. U uchun yangi bitta uy yasashgan ekan, out of wood next to main hall. She stayed there 4 nights. It was very luxurious. Unfortunately, it was destroyed a few years later by fire. Yonib ketgan ekan, u ketgandan keyin ancha vaqt o'tib. Xo'p, bo'ldi. Shu bilan bu javob tugadi.
17th century, the castle belonged to the wealthy Fennis family, who enlarged it and made it more comfortable. However, by 1982, the Fennis family could no longer afford to maintain the castle, even though they received government support, and they put it on the market. It was eventually taken over by a company who owned a number of amusement parks. But when we get there, I think you'll see that they've managed to retain the original atmosphere of the castle.
O'z ko'rganingizda 17-asrdan boshlab Fennis familyga qaragan, kattalashtirgan, chiroyli qilib qo'ygan, lekin 82-yilga kelib ular o'ziga pozolyot qilinmagan, qimmat bo'lib ketganda unaqa ushlab o'tirish. Undan keyin government subsidize qilsa ham shunaqa bo'lib ketgan, keyin sotishga qaror qilgan. Mana 17th century belonged to Fanny's family, enlarged it, made it comfortable. 82-yildan boshlab o'ziga afford pozolyot qilinmagan. Government support olishga qaramasdan Evanso yozib qo'yibdi. They put it on the market qo'yibdi, eventually taken over by a company owned a number of amusement parks. Demak, bir ikkita amusement park bo'lgan kompaniya tomonidan shundan olingan. Shuni sotib olinganda qisqasi.
When you go inside, you'll find that in the staterooms there are lifelike moving wax models dressed in costumes of different periods in the past, which even carry on conversations together. As well as that, in every room there are booklets giving information about what the room was used for and the history of the objects and furniture it contains. The castle parks quite...
O'z ko'rganingizdek, ba'zi bir xonalarda wax-like figura bor ekan, ya'ni shamdan qilingan figura modellar bor ekan, ular yurar ekan, ular bilan gaplashishga ham bo'lar ekan. Hamma xonada ana bor, buklet bor dedi, tarixi ko'rsatilgan, lekin aktor degan gap bo'lgani yo'q, ekspertda bor degan gap yo'q. Mana, when you go inside, you will find that in the state rooms there are lifelike moving wax models in costumes of different periods in the past. Mana shu javob bo'ladi, which can even carry on conversation, talk qilsang ham bo'ladi. Bukletlar bor dedi. Shu uchun ham javobni qisqasan shu javobga qaradi, shu gapga qaradida, ana oldik. Uning uchun C qilib oldik. Bo'ldi, tamom.
It's extensive. At one time, sheep were kept there, and in the 19th century, the owners had a little zoo with animals like rabbits and even a baby elephant. Nowadays, the old zoo buildings are used for public displays of paintings and sculpture. The park also has some beautiful trees, though the oldest of all, which dated back 800 years, was sadly blown down in 1987. Now you're free to watch.
Xo'p, o'z ko'rganingizdek, Castle Park extensive dedi. Sheep kelib qolishgan, zoo bo'lishgan 19-asrda, lekin hozir zoo o'rniga art painting exhibitionlarni ko'rsatishadi dedi. Zo'r chiroyli treelar bor, daraxtlar bor, lekin 87-yili sadly blown down, uni kesib tashlashgan ekan bechorani. Qisqasi mana. At one time sheep were kept in the 19th century. Owners had a little zoo. And it was like a baby elephant. Nowadays, it's used for public displays of painting and sculpture. Mana public display art exhibition bo'ladi. Beautiful treelar bor, lekin 800 yillik daraxt kesib tashlangan, uxlatilgan. Qisqasi 15.
Wander around on your own until 4:30, but then at the end of our visit, we'll all meet together at the bottom of the great staircase. We'll then go on to the long gallery, where there's a wonderful collection of photographs showing the family who owned the castle 100 years ago having tea and cakes in the conservatory. And we'll then take you to the same place where afternoon tea will be served to you.
O'z ko'rganingizdek, Great Staircase'da ko'rishamiz. Great Staircase'dan o'tib anonga o'tamiz dedi. Holga o'tamiz dedi. Holda fotografiya bor dedi, tea bo'lgan, o'sha yerda o'zida konservatoriyaga borib tea qilamiz dedi. Mana meet together at the bottom of Great Staircase, go on long gallery where the wonderful collection of photographs. Qisqasi bizga fotografiya qilmaymiz dedi. Lekin anonim qilamiz degani yo'q. Castle ownerlar bilan ko'rishamiz degani yo'q. Prosto aytib yozdi. Then we'll take you to the same place, konservatoriyaga boramiz dedi. Afternoon tea qilamiz dedi. Choy yeb o'tiramiz. Maza qilibdi. O'sha uchun ham A bo'ladi javob. Tushuninglar degan umiddaman. Hamma joy qizartirib tashladim. I'm sorry for that. Seriously, I'm sorry. Let's go. Oh, Chinadi Brandley Castle. Hop, starting point on walking walls, bow and arrow display, hunting birds display, traditional dancing and shop. Hop, birinchi tushunib olishimiz kerak. Bu nima? Ikkita river bor ekan, ikkita nov bor ekan, ko'prik bor ekan. Main entrance bor ekan, north gate bor ekan, south gate bor ekan, wall bor ekan, mana bular wall, qisqasi mana bular hammasi. Tower bor ekan, great hall bor ekan, mana ikkitalasini topishimiz kerak nimaligini. Qisqasi bo'ldi, topamiz. Mana yashil qori topamiz, gaplashamiz.
Before you hear the rest of the talk, you have some time to look at questions 16 to 20.
Ko'rib olinglar. 16 to 20 ni. Okay. Mush kerak menga.
Now, if you can take a look at your plans, you'll see Branley Castle has 4 towers, joined together by a high wall, with the river on two sides. Don't miss seeing the Great Hall. That's near the river in the main tower, the biggest one, which was extended and redesigned in the 18th century. If you want to get a good view of the whole castle, you can walk around the walls. The starting point's quite near the main entrance. Walk straight down the path until you get to the south gate, and it's just there. Don't go on to the north gate. There's no way up from there.
O'z ko'rganingizda South Gate'ga borganda o'sha yerda turibdi dedi. North Gate'ga borib o'tirma, o'tdan chiqadigan joyi yo'q dedi. O'sha uchun ham H ni belgilaymiz. Hozir tushuntiraman. Great Hall haqida gapirdi qisqasi. Great Halldan keyin o'sha chiqadigan joyni haqida gapirdi mana. If you want to get a good view of the castle, you can walk around the walls. The starting point is quite near the main entrance. The main entrance ga yaqin dedi. Walk straight down mana. O'sha down pastga yuraver dedi. Until you get to South Gate dedi. It's just there. O'sha South Gate ga borganda o'sha yerda turibdi dedi mana. H bo'ladi javob.
There'll shortly be a show in which you can see archers displaying their skill with a bow and arrow. The quickest way to get there is to take the first left after the main entrance and follow the path past the bridge. Then you'll see it in front of you at the end. If you like animals.
Follow the path past the bridge. Yani bridge'dan ham o'tib ketaverdi, oxiriga bor dedi. At the endda turibdi dedi. Cross the bridge demadi, past the bridge dedi. Cross the bridge deganda o'tib ketsak bo'lardi, G bo'lardi. Lekin past the bridge dedi. Bridge'dan o'tib ketaver, bridge'dan ham keyin dedi. O'sha uchun ham D bo'ldi javob. Hozir ko'rsataman. Mana, is shortly a show where archers are displaying their skills and bow and arrows. The quickest way to get there is to take the first left. Demak, birinchi leftga ket dedi. After the main entrance dan keyin birinchi leftga ket dedi. Follow the path past the bridge. Demak, bridge'dan ham o'tib ketaverdi dedi. Bridge'dan ham o'tib ketaverib, follow the path qil dedi. Then you will see it in front of you at the end. Demak, to'g'ri endi chiqadi oxirida dedi. Shuning uchun ham D bo'ldi javob.
There's also a display of hunting birds, falcons and eagles and so on. If you go from the main entrance in the direction of the south gate, but turn right before you get there instead of going through it, you'll see it on your right, past the first tower.
Mana. Past the first tower.
3 p.m. there's a
Qisqasi, on your right dedi. Past the tower demak, birinchi towerdan o'tganingdan keyin o'zingni o'ng tomoningda ko'rasan dedi. O'sha uchun ham F bo'ldi bu javob. Oson, juda ham oson. E'tibor bersanglar, vocab tushunsanglar, hamma narsani tushunsanglar, juda ham oson. Xo'p, nima dedi? Line also display on hunting birds, falcons and eagles. If you go on the main entrance, mana main entrance dan chiqasan dedi. In the direction of South Gate dedi. South Gate ga ketaver dedi. But turn right before you get there instead of going through dedi. South Gate dan o'tib ketma dedi. Borganingcha bo'lgan yo'lda o'ng tomonga buril dedi. You see it on your right past the first tower. First towerdan o'tib ketgandan keyin o'zingni o'ng tomoningda ko'rasan dedi. O'sha uchun ham A bo'ldi.
Your performance of traditional dancing on the outdoor stage. That's right at the other side of the castle from the entrance and over the bridge. It's about 10 minutes walk or so.
Right other side boshqa tomonda dedi, qarama-qarshi tomonda over the bridge dedi. Bridgedan o'tgan dedi. Shuning uchun ham A olamiz. Over the bridge degani uchun A ni olamiz. Ham ketdi. Mana. Dancing on the outdoor stage dedi. That's right at the other side of the castle dedi. Demak, castlening boshqa tomonda dedi. Boshqa tomonga o'tib olishimiz kerak. From the entrance dedi. O'sha entrance dan boshqa tomonda, qarama-qarshi tomonda over the bridge. Ya'ni ana o'tgandan keyin, bridgedan o'tgandan keyin bu dedi.
And finally, the shop.
Shop.
It's actually inside one of the towers, but the way in is from the outside. Just take the first left after the main entrance, go down the path and take the first right. It's got some lovely gifts and souvenirs.
Xo'p, leftga buril, rightga buril dedi. E bo'ladi javob qisqasi. Nimaga E bo'lganini tushuntiraman. Xo'p dedi, towerlar ichida joylashgan dedi. Demak, E bilan C bordi. Xo'p, E bilan C ni belgilashimiz mumkin. Xo'p, go left dedi. O'ngga buril, E rightga buril dedi. Birinchi rightga buril, E dan chiqadi dedi qisqasi. Mana inside one of the towers. By the way, it's in from the one of the outside. Just enter outside dedi. Tashqaridan kirish bo'ladi dedi. Take the first left dedi. Birinchi leftni ol. The main entrance dedi. Go down the path and take the first right dedi. Birinchi rightdan burilaver dedi. Shunaqa qilib E'ga borasan dedi. Shu bilan bugungi darsimiz o'z yetadi. Agar muammo bo'ladigan bo'lsa, muammo bo'lishining asosiy sababi bu sizlarning vocabulary'laring bolalar. Turayanda agar vocabulary'ni yodlasanglar, muammo umuman bo'lishi mumkin emas. U funny muammo bor degan narsa vocabulary'ni bilib turib. Qisqasi hamma so'zlarni yodlaysizlar. Aniqlangan qilgan so'zlarga alohida e'tibor berasiz. Shu bilan baraka topasizlar, hamma baraka topadi. Thank you for watching the video. See you in the next live. Bye guys. Bye bye.